he going to be at the spring game tomorrow?
Well, the priority is always going to be family. So, we this is something we go through together, and we have plans in place for all our coaches if they're pulled away to have to fill in the gaps, so to speak. So, not sure, but our focus for him will be on the health and safety of his family and making sure that they're present for that experience. And then, Vanderbilt football will take a back seat, and then we'll fill in the gaps where needed.
And if he's not there, do you know who will be calling the plays on offense?
Joey will step in for him. So Joey Lynch will be the guy that will fill in for David.
Bobby.
Yeah, you're like 14 practices into this. The spring's almost over. What are your overall impressions of where your team is and the progress you guys were able to make so far now that it's just about done?
Well, we sustained a level of energy and work output through the spring. The enthusiasm today was great. I thought the focus level was really high. We were unpadded this morning, so helmets only, and I think there can be until you've trained to practice that way, like the intensity and the competitiveness shouldn't change. There's nuance change at the point of attack, but that's really more to protect everybody when you just have no shoulder pads on. I felt like practice 14 looked better than practice 1 and 2, which were unpadded. And that to me is progress. And I know that, we're looking for the smallest of wins right now. We have a long way to go in terms of the development of the skill on our roster and in terms of executing within the systems. Of practicing where every rep's a game rep. I mean, that's stuff that we've made stride on, but we have to continue to push that. But I'm pleased that we've had fun. We've put together 14 really kind of 2-hour practices where we've gone at it hard and no one's backed down. We'll reap the benefit of that as we move into the summer and start to build this team to be ready for, not just sustaining through the season, but actually trying to, separate during the season.
Harris.
Hey, Coach, given that, what you just said, what more are you looking for seeing tomorrow, I guess, relative to what you have seen over the last 3 weeks?
Tomorrow is kind of more celebratory than anything. Although for me, it's the game situations that come up, and even as coaches, like how we handle, working through, when is it going to be 4-down territory? What are the situations if a 2-minute drive arises? Seeing the team really actualize some of the situational conversations we had. Interested to see how that plays out in a competitive setting where, we're not interjecting as coaches. Each play, it's not scripted out. A lot of that, I mean, you train in a controlled environment, and football's played in an environment where you have to adjust on the move. And so we'll be able to have fun with elements of that tomorrow. But really for me, it's more, defensively, you can get away with some structural issues at times when you have one player win up front, right? Like you can cover up some of your execution issues at times when you play really hard. Offense, it's hard to do that. It's way it's more collaborative. To play elite defense and dominant defense, you have to have all 11 guys clicking at the same time. But again, in a practice setting, you can cover up some of those blemishes, particularly against an offense that's still learning how to play together. But we can be open down the field all we want. If we don't win a one-on-one in pass protection, or if we slide the wrong way, the play gets blown up. If the guard's laid off the ball on a stretch play, well, we're not reaching the 3 technique, and he's going to be in the backfield making a play. And so I think as the spring has gone on, I've seen more continuity on offense, more synchronization, and so better execution. And I'm hoping. I thought, is particularly coming out of last Friday's scrimmage, where really we had a couple nice drives go on, and then it was a quarterback center exchange issue, or just like little things, that mechanics that show up that we have to get cleaned up. I thought coming out of last scrimmage, wanted to see our operation and our tempo changes on offense clean up. And I feel like immediately on Monday we saw, from our experience Friday, we saw an evolved level of performance. So again, you're just looking to continue that through tomorrow, and then also have it be fun. Like, we want to have fun out there, and these guys have worked really hard for the chance to go out and play in front of people and play in front of their families. And this is just a point on our progression line. It's going to be fun, but the meaning of the game is more about how we evolve through the 15th opportunity to practice, and then how we launch into May, June, and July, where we're going to really need to double down on our learning. So,
Robbie.
Yeah, Clark, obviously none of us have access to stuff like scholarship numbers and the incoming counter. So now that you've gotten a look at the roster, at least in some depth, what interest level is there in potentially, adding to the roster over the next few weeks via the transfer market? Is that even possible? Where are you at on that?
We have a little room, but that's, to me, that what I'm looking to do more than anything else is just make sure that we're strengthened within our program. I think you always have to be careful, looking outside your walls, because again, a team is an ecosystem, and particularly where we are at this stage in this program, we're still developing our environment. And so, introducing someone from outside into that environment could potentially be disruptive. And if anything, we spent so much time and energy on the alignment of our systems, our structures, our mindset, that it would cut against that to just open the gates up and try to find, it has to be right. And if it's not right, then we'd rather, again, strengthen from within than introduce something that we're not certain helps on all levels. We're at the infancy of this program, and this is year one, and it'll still be year one when we get to August, and it'll be year one when we're in December. So, it's always been about let's make decisions now that point towards 5, 10, 15 years of success. And that's not to say we're waiting on success. It means that we're not compromising the ability for this program to grow to a level that we know it's capable of, because we're looking for a short-term boost. Like that's just not how we're going to function, not in year one. So, yeah, we'll see. Open to it, but certainly not pushing it, and it has to be right.
Then how can it help you guys that the camps are back? I saw that you guys are having camps in June.
Well, it's huge, and I think there's still layers that need to be worked through there. I mean, we still have a pandemic issue, and we're making some. We're planning for the ability to have them, knowing that there's a lot still that needs to be pushed through for that to happen. But it would be awesome, because there's nothing that beats live evaluation. There are some positions where without live evaluation, you really have your eyes closed. I mean, it's hard to tell, but for us, it's the interconnectedness of recruiting, right? It's not only that we get to see someone live, that we may discover something about their skill set that we like, or on the other side, we may discover something that maybe puts a player below the line for us. But more than that, it's the interpersonal part of it. Like, you get to work with players, they get to see you coach. You get to learn how they respond to adversity. I mean, you can find out a lot about, a DB through watching one-on-ones and through coaching in one-on-ones. And so, that's those things are exciting. And how do you know how well a receiver catches? Well, you get a chance to put them in your environment and throw them hundreds of balls. I think that's a pretty good indicator. So we're very excited for that. Hopefully it works out. If not, we have our plan in place to continue evaluation from afar.
Coach, great. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Hey, appreciate you guys being here. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks.